Hello, this is Jamaica 5288. Today we are going to make something and we're going to pick something from out in the garden. But I like broccoli salad. They make that out here in Texas. I've had it. No, I don't think I've had it anywhere else. But it's real simple to make and it's keto friendly. Now remember, on keto you have to remember to watch your calories. It's not just eat a bunch of fat and meat and vegetables. You know, you have to count the calories even though you're not eating sugar and starch. So I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna get some green onions. I was just put them out earlier today. They were in the rain with everything else. Oh, is it gonna rain again? It feels like it's not done. I feel a couple of sprinkles out here. So I got my green onions right here. Let me put you down softly. Ooh, 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 ooh. I know the world is turning. So when I harvest my green onions, I've been telling you all about this for a while, and this is not a green onion. And I don't know why I planted this thing over here. I keep tripping, so I'm gonna cut it off. All right, so I wipe my, man, I act like a guy sometimes. So I cut them off. You see this, where it's bending? I just cut it off there. And that's how I keep on getting green onions. And it usually doesn't go to flower. I have one out further out on the property that is flowering, and that's because I don't do this to it. So I'm just gonna cut off the ones that are too long, right? Or isn't enough for what I'm doing. Let me see, I don't want too many. I'm gonna do one more. We're gonna use this in our broccoli salad. I'll be back with you in just a second. So the first thing we need to do is put our bacon in a pan. And this is just homemade bacon. Use the fat pieces. Turn this thing on, huh? That would help. Turn the flame on. We're just gonna put some bacon in there. I'm gonna put what I just have a little bit of broccoli. So I'm just gonna put what I think is enough. And I think I'll put one more piece in there. Take this out. And the rest of this stuff is going back in the fridge. And this is just the pieces of buckboard bacon that were like on the edges. I don't throw anything out. I use everything. So I'm gonna put this back in the refrigerator. Back in its bag and back in the refrigerator. So we have our broccoli here. We also need salt and pepper. So you need bacon, broccoli, green onion, and salt and pepper. I'm gonna wash all of this stuff off and I'll be right back with you. So I have an assembly of things. The salt, you may not need the salt because the bacon is cured in salt. So this, you have to taste your food before you add any salt. Be careful with this. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up our green onion. And that's easy. So there's some ends on these. You know, this is from the garden, so there's gonna be imperfections and it's not like the supermarket stuff. So I just snip those off with my fingernails. I'm gonna cut those up into little itty bits. Make sure I don't cut my hand off. Make sure I get all the way through these onions. Don't want any big bits. I'm just gonna chop them up one more time just to make sure. There you are. I'm gonna put that in the bowl. Let me put my bowl over here so you guys can see. And then we're going to take our broccoli. Onions don't want to leave the knife. They're like, no, I want to stay with you forever. We're married now. Okay, I'm going to take my broccoli and I'm going to start taking off the clothes one by one. Now, we're not going to waste any of this broccoli. We're going to strip the stem down to the tender part, and we're going to keep that too. Mind you, I've already washed off both the and any bits that look too big, because you want bite-sized pieces like that. Anything that looks too big, I'm gonna split in half. Now this is almost a no-cook, side dish, with the exception of the bacon. I just crisped the bacon up, and I'm just cutting off my little florets. Take these and break them apart. You know, I think I did have this at Golden Corral and what was the other one that I used to go to? Sirloin Stockade. I think they did make this on in the salad bar. Pretty sure they did. Just haven't had it for a while. The only place I remember having it is at our barbecue place out here in Central Texas. They make this as a side dish. You know, you get the choice of macaroni and salad, 2 sides, and it doesn't matter if it's vegetables or if it's macaroni and salad, macaroni and cheese, fried okra. It doesn't. They just give you a whole display of of choices. Sometimes I just stand there and I'm like, oh no, I don't know what I mean. And the place I go to, they don't care how much you put on your plate. They just says you can fill that box up. The only thing they really weigh is the meat. So when I come in there and I go and get my broccoli, I make sure I get a whole bunch of it, because I love this stuff. So I'm just cutting off the florets. I'm just cutting off the stems, the tender stems, right? And when I get to this part right here, I'm gonna peel it. And you take that off. But I don't want to throw it out. I want to use it. Just take it. I'm just skinning it off. And if there's any florets, I'll use those. And just skin it. Take that tough part off. Some broccoli are tougher than others. This one is not that bad. I've had some that felt like a stick when I was peeling it. But I'm just going to peel off some of that. Just want to make sure that it's the tender part. And nobody gets a rough piece of broccoli in their broccoli salad. Okay. I cooked fried chicken last night and we still have some left over. So we have some leftover macaroni and cheese. So this is going to be part of our vegetables. I'm also going to steam some cabbage. And steamed cabbage is real easy. So we'll have 2 vegetables and we'll have the macaroni and cheese as a starch and the fried chicken. So that's what's for dinner tonight. That's what's on the menu. Partial leftovers. I met this lady a long time ago who didn't eat leftovers. I thought she was strange. I had never heard of that before. I was like, you don't eat leftovers? You've never been poor or middle class. I don't know where that come from. She's the only one I met like that in my life. So here we are with the bacon. I'm gonna chop that up. I remember as kids, we used to fight over leftovers because some things, when you put it in the refrigerator after it's cooked and the next day, it tastes better. I think spaghetti is one of them, and what else is like that? Oxtail, escabeche, the pickled fish that I made the other day. You have to let that sit for a while. So some things have to sit. I guess you don't consider it leftovers if it's supposed to be processed that way, but I'm just chopping this up. I'm getting it really fine. I'm gonna taste this bacon to see how salty it is. It's just fine. It's regular bacon. It's more on the ham side than the bacon side, because there's hardly any fat in this, because I use the pork shoulder when I make it. So tastes a little bit more like ham. That's fine with me. I'm trying to get this all chopped up. So if you were on keto, you'd have to weigh this and then break down how many calories it is for this. And then you'd have to, the broccoli's not going to be much, and then the mayo, you'd have to be careful on your mayo. But this is a keto meal. That's when I started eating this a lot, when I was on keto. Okay, then I'm gonna get some black pepper. And I'm gonna sprinkle what I think is enough. That's probably a half a tablespoon. Same thing with the mayo. I don't have any measurements for the mayo. I think I'm gonna put, I'll tell you in just a second. I'm gonna measure some of this stuff out for you, okay? I'm gonna try to be good to you today. Let me get a little cup. 1/3 of a cup. I think that's way too much, but first I'm gonna start off with 1/4 of a cup. I don't wanna put too much in there. Get a fork. Mix this in. What you want the mayo to do, and let me move all this out of the way. These are distractions. What you want the mayo to do is to coat it, right? You have to be able to see the mayo in this, and it's up to you how much or how little you want to put in this. I choose to put quite a bit, so let me put some more. So I think I'm up to about 1/3 of a cup right now. Putting that in. I put less than a 1/3 of a cup in last time. And this is one of those dishes that I was talking about that have to sit for a little while. So I'm gonna mix it up. And some people would stop there. You see that? It's not pasty. But I prefer to have mine like potato salad. So we're gonna move up a little bit more. We're gonna give that about a tablespoon more. There we go. Mix that in. Now, I put this in this bowl because I didn't know if the other bowl was gonna be big enough. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I should put it in the other bowl so that it can be together. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a smaller bowl. So I just went and got a smaller bowl, a glass bowl. I'm actually happy I did it in the bigger bowl because it would have been harder to mix in this little one. So I'm gonna put everything in there. And we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for no less than an hour. And while it's in there, I'm squishing it down. You notice that? I'm squishing it down in the small bowl. I want the flavors to infuse. I want the onion, the pepper, and the bacon. I want them to all gather together and become one happy medley family. So, this is broccoli salad. It's Jamerica 5288. I just picked up the camera like it was nothing. I'm sorry. This is going to be part of our dinner tonight, and this is a quick side item that you can do just like that. You don't need too many things. What I had: mayo, broccoli, green onion, mayo, broccoli, green onion, and bacon and black pepper. I think there was just 4 things I used. I'm looking around. Yes, it's 4 things. So done. Put it in the refrigerator. That's the hardest part, waiting. Put it in the refrigerator for about an hour and you're done. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on broccoli salad. And I'm going to take some pretty pictures and then I'll post it at the beginning and the end. And remember, you all, subscribe. This will help you lose weight if you're on keto. I have another one for keto too, but I'm going to keep that as a surprise. That's the candy that you can make for keto. So anyway, back. I digress so many times. I just go off on these tangents. I thank you all for your time and your patience, and please join me. Please subscribe and join me. Put that notification bell on, and I'll see you on my next one. Remember, take care of yourself so that you can take care of everybody else. You got to stand strong. You got to be that pillar. One of the pillar or the only pillar, but be a pillar. Stand up. I'll talk to you later. Bye.